Good afternoon. Welcome to EdTech Camp on Air. I'm Julia Simonelli, and I'm joined by my colleague, Andrea.
Hi, everyone.
And in our session today, we'll be talking to you a little bit about ScreenCastify for the interactive classroom. We want to invite you to engage with us by using EdTech Camp on Air on Twitter, or by sending comments or questions through the YouTube live chat. If you are watching this video on the EdTech Camp on Air website and want to access the YouTube live chat, please click on the word YouTube at the bottom of the video and you'll be taken to the YouTube live page where you'll find the chat. Let's get started. So just so you have access to all the links, if you're watching us on YouTube, we've provided you with the link to the slide deck. So the link is case sensitive. It's the goo.gold- and just enter those letters and numbers and they're case sensitive. Here we've just provided an overview. So some things we'll be talking about are what is screencastifying, benefits of screencastifying, how to use it in the classroom, even some FSL components. So you can feel free to click through on those links in the slide deck and that'll take you to different parts.
Okay, so what is screencasting? Basically, screencasting is a video recording of your computer screen, whether that's your tab, your desktop, or your webcam, and it usually includes some audio, and it's a great way to share ideas or showcase a designated task in the classroom. Some of the benefits of screencasting: students will be able to learn step-by-step by example, and they will be able to view the process in detail. They'll be able to pause with their own control and learn at their own pace. And it's particularly beneficial for the audiovisual learner. Okay, so if you haven't heard of the flipped classroom, basically our understanding of the flipped classroom is what is typically learned or what is typically done at home is meaning the homework is done in the classroom, and at home is where the learning happens. So that happens through these tutorial videos, and when the students have come to class and they've learned that concept at home, they come to class and that's where they're really able to engage collaboratively with their peers, and they're able to tackle really in-depth challenging problems in the classroom.
Okay, so ScreenCastify is a Google Chrome extension. And when you add it in your GAPS account, you get the light version for free. So with the light version, you can record up to 10 minutes. You can record a tab in your browser, your entire desktop, and or your webcam. And you can often have your webcam and your recording at the same time. It includes annotation tools, which we'll talk about later, and that kind of allows you to draw on your screen and to focus on different parts of your screen. And the great thing is that as soon as you create a video, a ScreenCastify folder is created on Google Drive, and all your videos are automatically saved there. Now, because it is the light version, it does have some limitations. So if you don't pay extra for the upgrade, then you can't edit the videos. So if you make a mistake, you have to restart. The videos can only be 10 minutes, and you can't export the videos to MP4 or convert them right away to an animated GIF. So just some downsides to the ScreenCastify Lite, but we found that the Lite version is great for classroom applications.
Okay, so I made this video going into detail of how to set up your ScreenCastify. So before we begin this video, I just want to remind you that you need to be on the Google Chrome browser, because it is a Google Chrome extension. And we'll watch this video together, and then at the end of the session, we will guide you through the process and facilitate any questions you have. So today I'm going to show you how to set up ScreenCastify. So in order to set up ScreenCastify, you need to make sure that you're using Google Chrome because it is a Chrome extension, so it'll only work on a Chrome browser. So we're going to go to ScreenCastify.com. And once we're on the site, we are going to select Add to Chrome. And we are going to add the extension. And once we've added the extension, a little icon here is going to show up at the top right-hand corner. And we are going to click on that. And we are going to sign in with our Google account. Okay, so once we sign in, we are going to make sure that we give permission to access the camera and the microphone, and also the drawing and annotation tools, which we are going to go through in another tutorial video. So we select Next. And here another pop-up is going to come up where they are asking for additional permission to access our video recorder. So we're going to click Allow. And that's it. We are good to go. So we're going to select the icon again, ScreenCastify icon. And here, we're first going to go into advanced settings. Once we're in advanced settings, we're just going to make sure that we have selected the Show Tab Drawing Tools because we are going to be using that in our tab recording. Okay, so back to our different types of recording. We have a tab recording, we have a desktop recording, and we also have a camera recording. So I'm briefly going to explain the three types of recording. So when we go into tab recordings, we select our audio and microphone, and we can also select embed webcam. Now, when we embed the webcam, the video will show up either in the right-hand corner or in the left-hand corner, whichever you prefer. And the tab recording just records what is on the one tab. So it's really good when you're, you're doing something in your Chrome browser. Now your desktop recording function will record whatever is on your screen at a particular time. So this would be good to use when you are presenting or sharing a PowerPoint presentation or a smart notebook presentation, anything that is not in the Chrome tab. Okay, the setup is the same, and the system audio here will record any sound that's coming from the computer. And finally, we have the camera recording. And the camera recording will only record the webcam. So some examples of how you would use the camera recording is perhaps maybe the students can record something and save it to their Google Drive and then share it with you for a presentation, a take-home presentation. Okay, so that is it on how to set up your ScreenCastify. Okay, and we're back. I just wanted you to pay close attention to this tool here, setting up ScreenCastify. So when you click on the tab in the right-hand corner, it'll indicate what you want to record for your screencast. So whether you want to record your desktop, just a tab, or just your camera. Okay.
Okay, so now we're going to talk a little bit about annotation tools. Andrea used it in the previous video to show where her cursor was and to kind of focus on certain things. So we made a ScreenCastify video to show you the annotation tools. So here we go. So there are a few annotation tools that you can use to enhance your screencasts. The three main ones are the mouse, the pen, and the eraser. So with the mouse, you have three different options. This one here is the focus mouse. So that kind of allows you to have an aura around your mouse that highlights certain things. Or focuses on certain things. If you want to turn it off, you just go back to the same icon and click on it again, and then it disappears. The other useful one is this one here. That one allows you to have like a red circle around your mouse. So you can click on things and focus in on certain words or sentences or images. If you hold down the click, then the red circle stays there, and as soon as you let go, it disappears. But you can click in short bursts, and then it appears like this. And again, you want to turn it off if you need to. And the last one is if you want your mouse to disappear when you're not moving, it just disappears. The other useful one is the pen. So you can pick your color, and you can also pick the thickness of the pen. So let's say I want to highlight certain things. I want to circle, make it very obvious. So right now this is a pretty thick pen, but if you use the up and down arrows, you'll see that the thickness of the pen becomes thinner. And then you can go up and you can highlight things with a thinner pen. And you can also use the arrows to change in between colors. So the left or right arrows to change colors. So another example would be something like that. And lastly, you can use the eraser. So this button right over here will wipe anything that you draw off. And lastly, we have two more little tabs. We have this one here, which shows the time or removes the time, and the pause button, which allows you to pause your recording. And that's it for annotation tools. The next thing we wanted to show you is adding videos to your Google Classroom. So I'll make videos for my students and then post them on Google Classroom for them to reference in class or at home. So it's really easy, and we're going to show you a video on how to do that. Adding your screencast to Google Classroom is really easy. You record your video as I'm doing right now, and then you stop sharing the video whenever you're ready, and a screen will pop up like this one. Like that. And then once you're ready to share, you might want to give a title so that you know what the name of the video is. And then you can go to share, and you want to select the Google Drive option. Now this will give you the shareable link, or what you can do is you can click on the little Google Classroom icon that appears here. That'll open up a window. And you select your classroom. You may have multiple classrooms. And you can select whether you want an assignment, a question, or an announcement. And then you hit go. And your video is now on your Google Classroom. You just have to write whatever you want to write. And just like that, your video is posted to Google Classroom. You can do another way, which is to go to your Google Classroom, post a question, then go to your Google Drive, and you're going to have a ScreenCastify folder with all of your videos. So if you just search for your ScreenCastify, look for whatever you just made called test video, and then click add, and you can also add it this way. So there's a couple ways that you can add the ScreenCastify to Google Classroom. And now we're just going to share some classroom application ideas, how you can use ScreenCastify with your students.
Okay, so some of the best ways we think that you can use Castify is to, first of all, create instructional videos that you can post on your Google Classroom or your website. Another idea is to narrate the slideshows, either teacher narration or student narration. And another idea is to for dubbing videos. So play any sort of video from YouTube and mute it, and students or teacher can narrate the video in either French or English. Okay, another neat example of how you can use ScreenCastify in your classroom is to provide students with feedback. So instead of giving them written feedback, you would give them oral feedback. It's more personalized, and there's, it's more personalized for the students, and they can listen to their feedback instead of reading about their feedback.
Okay, so we work in a French immersion school, so we wanted to include something about the FSL component. So I think it's great for using in core or immersion because you can make videos for your students and post them, and then students can listen to you speak in French wherever they are. Another example that you could use it for in French is by having students narrate their slideshows in French, or that you narrate your own slideshows so that they can both see and hear the French. Another idea is to narrate, for students to narrate their comic strips like on Pixton. And as Andrea mentioned before on the previous slide, they could dub videos that are on YouTube, for example, in English, and they can record on top of them in French. Okay, so now we're going to share some examples of ScreenCastifys that we've already made. This one was one that I made for my grade 4 class when we did data management and learning to create a double bar graph. So I'm not going to play the whole video, just kind of to give you guys some exposure to different things you can do. So I'll just play a few seconds of this video. Badminton, hockey, and basketball. Put in some numbers here. You're going to see a bunch of different things come up, and you want to choose the double bar graph. So you're going to click Insert, and it's just going to go into your spreadsheet. You just want to move it over so that it's not blocking your data. And you'll see that some of the information is correct, and other things. So with this video, students, I showed it to them once and then put it on my Google Classroom. And as students were making their bar graphs, they would keep referring to this. So this actually made them more independent because they didn't have to say, Madam, how do I do this? They just followed along with the video at their own pace. This is another example of a video that I made. So again, this one is going to be in French. And it was, again, I posted this to the Google Classroom, and it showed students how to use Google Read and Write in French immersion. So they were able to refer to it whenever they forgot how to use Google Read and Write. So again, I'll just show you a very quick video, part of this video. On peut utiliser Google Read and Write pour chercher des mots inconnus. Tout ce que tu dois faire, c'est surligner le mot. Et après, tu cliques ici pour trouver la définition d'un mot. Alors voilà la définition.
Okay, so I am a grade 8 teacher at Sir Wilfrid Laurier, and this is an example of a screencast that we have made, my teaching partner made, Lisa Hoffman. And this was an example of how to create a histogram using Google Sheets. So we're going to play a few seconds of this video.
This is the list of measurements that we did in class, measuring from your elbow to your wrist, and we are going to make a histogram. And to make a histogram from this information, we are going to highlight our list of data. We're going to come over here to Insert Chart. And
okay, so we just wanted to quick example, and now Andrea is going to explain how-to videos.
Okay, so this is another way that we can use ScreenCastify as teachers is if you're a lead teacher or you're presenting at a staff meeting or you're facilitating any sort of presentation, you can create a how-to instructional video for teachers. And this is an animated GIF. This is another function that you can use in ScreenCastify. And it is an advanced function in ScreenCastify. So we're not going to teach you about that today, but if you'd like to try it, if you're familiar with ScreenCastify and you already have the extension and you would like to play around with that, we will facilitate that. So just to reiterate what a GIF is, it's an animated video that plays ongoing. So these are other instructional. Okay, so these are some other screencasting options that you can use. Explain Everything, Educreations, Screenomatic. They're very user-friendly, and we'd also like to credit them as well if you'd like to explore these tools. And here are some resources that we would like to credit that helped us make this presentation. There's a hyperdoc and there's some literature that you can read at your own leisure of the importance and the benefits of ScreenCastify in the classroom.
Okay, so now we wanted to give you the opportunity to try it out. So we'll be here on Twitter, we'll be on the YouTube chat, and we wanted to give you some time to add the extension if you haven't already done so, and hopefully experiment and try some new things. And we'll be here to support you with whatever you need. So we hope that you learned a lot, and we hope that you can apply this in your classroom. So thank you again.
Okay.